Hi, I'm Katie from the Scrapbook Superstore in Madison, Wisconsin, and I'm going to demo the glitter stained glass technique today. And it looks complicated, but it's really actually pretty simple. What you want to start with is a piece of acetate or transparency paper. To get the static electricity off, you want to use our embossing buddy and just kind of go over the acetate lightly with the embossing buddy. I am using the Brilliance Archival Pigment ink in black. So you just go ahead and stamp your image. I'm using a Hero Arts butterfly stamp, which works really well for this technique because it has a heavy line around it. So stamp firmly onto the acetate and gently lift up. I'm going to emboss my image with the Zing black embossing powder. So just give it a little tap and get all the extra embossing powder off of there. Now to emboss your image, you have to be a little careful because you don't want to melt the transparency. So keep your embossing gun about 4 to 6 inches away from your image. Keep it moving too, don't let it sit in one place. And you can see it start to turn when it gets real shiny. Good. And if your transparency or acetate warps a little bit, don't be worried about it. You're going to be cutting this image out. So now it's time to glitter. So what you want to do is turn your acetate over. So you're going to be glittering on the back of your image. Again, you should use your embossing buddy. Just go over where the image is so that the glitter doesn't stick too much. I'm using the Zig two-way glue pen, which is really nice for getting into the small areas of the image. So wherever you see white is where you're going to be glittering. So you just start by putting the glue over the white part of your image and go over a little bit into the black, because you don't want a gap between where the black is and where your glitter is. Okay. So I put the glue on, and I just put my glitter in a little container so it's easier to glitter. So then you just pour the glitter right onto the glue, let it sit for a couple seconds, and then you just tap it off. Give it a good little flick, and your first part is done. Now for your second color of glitter, you go over the white parts where you want that second color to be with your glue pen. And it doesn't matter, you want to go into the black a little bit so that your glitter totally covers the white space. I'm going to use gold now. Doesn't matter if the glitter goes over your other color of glitter because it's already glued down there. Give it a good tap. So one wing is done. Now, the glue starts out blue, but it will dry clear. And what you're going to end up with is something that looks like this. And what you do is, this one's totally dry. You take a really fine tip scissors, I like the Fisker's fine tip, and you just kind of cut out pretty close. It doesn't matter, you don't have to cut right on the black, but you just cut out your butterfly. So you're cutting away all the antenna and all the little black embossing powder that might have gotten on the outer edge of the image. So that's what you're going to end up with, and when you do 2 more of those, you're going to have your embellishments for your card. Now I can show you how I did the background on this card. What you want to start out with is a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of black smooth cardstock. And I'm using our Pebbles pearlescent chalks in the jewel tones. And I just use my finger. So I just go in and I want some yellow to pick up that gold in the butterfly. And I just start applying the chalk right directly to the black cardstock. So you just keep working, adding your color. I want to add some of this pink color, so I use a different finger, so I'm not mixing my chalks. It's going to end up looking like, you want to fill your whole black piece of cardstock with your chalk. So once you have your chalk all laid down, you take your stamp and you use Versamark, which is a real versatile ink. You can do a lot of different things with it. You just ink up your stamp. I like to use the pad and directly ink the stamp so I make sure that it gets inked totally. And you just lay it down. You want to press pretty hard with a big stamp like this just to make sure that your whole image has gotten direct contact with your paper. And then when you remove it, you can see how where the Versamark ink was, it removed the chalk. And it gives that nice subtle effect to the background. So then you're just going to finish making 2 more butterflies, and I kind of folded it up a little bit just to give it a little dimension, and you're just going to place your butterflies onto the background paper. I like to use glue dots to glue these down, and just finish off your card. So it kind of looks like that. And that's our technique for today. Thanks for watching.